Welcome everyone, Melissa Fryer here with Build a Better Bakery, and I want to make your baking business better in the next 5 minutes or less. Today, we're talking about sourdough bread for beginners, and I want to cover the ingredient and mixing process for the very first part of making your sourdough bread. Having an understanding of how the ingredients go together and which ingredients are best to use will help you nail your sourdough loaves. Number one, sourdough recipes are usually pretty simple, containing filtered water, salt, active liquid starter, and flour. Two, I prefer kosher salt, rye-fed starter, and bread or high gluten flour, bread flour or high gluten flour. Three, some bakers will say to add the salt later on in the process after you mix everything together, but I've been mixing the salt at the beginning with beautiful results and it's a lot easier. Four, you want to whisk the water, salt, and liquid starter together before adding the flour. So you want to make kind of a slurry before you start introducing the dry product. Five, once the flour is added, you're going to stir or mix with your hands until the dough comes together in a shaggy mass. So essentially, you're trying to get rid of a lot of the dry flour. But it's not going to be wet. It's still going to be kind of dry looking. Six, then you're going to cover this shaggy mass and you're going to wait 1 hour to allow the flour to soak up the water fully. And this process is called autolyse, which takes you through the first stage of your bread, all the way through autolyse. And that comes before stretch and folds and before bulk fermentation takes place. Ingredients can vary in lots of different breads, but sourdough is often simple and that's why people buy it. So I would suggest not trying to overcomplicate this. If you'd like to be able to create a reliable loaf for yourself or to start selling it in your business, I'm going to be hosting a workshop this month to teach you all about sourdough from start to finish, just like the in-person classes I teach here in my community. We're going to go over the ingredients, mixing. We're actually going to go through every stage. And at the very end, you're going to get some bonus downloads. And one of them will, we'll talk a little bit about starting to sell bread locally in your community if that's something that you want to try. You can head over to buildabetterbakerynow.com/workshops to take part. That's all for today's session on sourdough ingredients. You can drop me a comment or DM me. I hope you all have the best day. Bye.